Welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. If you watch my show, you're in my corner. Okay, today's episode is a post-fight show for UFC Fight Night in Macau, China. Bisping versus Lee. And yeah, this was a great show. Great fights overall. There were some matches that were hit and miss, but when I got to the co-main event and main event, they were the showstoppers. They really did steal the show. Yeah, the main card kicked off with Ning Gangyo versus Yang Jieping. Yeah, these, bear with me, these names are hard to say. As it took place in China, there's some really long foreign sounding names. Anyways, yeah, this was a featherweight bout. And this was for the featherweight tournament final of Ultimate Fighter China. And this fight was pretty boring. It was one of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life. Even Dana White agrees with me on it. Yeah, it's one of those things where they were just both hesitant to hit each other. And Ning, he was landing more, but it wasn't like there was a lot of stuff going on in this match. There was a lot of stalling, standing around, waiting for something to happen. And yeah, Yang, he kept waiting for that big moment where he could just start teeing off on Ning, but it wasn't happening. It just, this fight was just stalling throughout. And it went to the judges' scorecards, and the judges got it right, I think. Yeah, Ning, he was a tad bit more aggressive. He landed a tad bit more. So, well, he got his win. So he wins the featherweight tournament in Ultimate Fighter China Season 1, which Kung Lee was one of the coaches. Yeah, then also on the main card we had Zhang Liping versus Brendan O'Reilly. And yeah, like Zhang, he's from the Ultimate Fighter China. He dropped down from welterweight to lightweight. Brendan O'Reilly was on Tough Nations Ultimate Fighter Canada versus Australia, and where Australia just got manhandled by Team Canada. So by default, my pick for this fight was Zhang, obviously, because there's just more talent out of that China season than out of the Australian cast of Canada versus Australia. But there were a couple good guys from Team Australia on that season. But yeah, Brendan O'Reilly's not a bad fighter. It's just compared to some other guys, it's going to be hard for him to compete, especially in that lightweight division. They have more lightweights than any other weight class. Yeah, so yeah, this was Zhang getting on top position and landing some good ground and pound and just really dominating every which way for the most part. En route to unanimous decision win. Then to the co-main event, we had Tyrone Woodley versus Dong Yeon Kim. I picked Dong Yeon Kim to win this, but I figured, if he was going to lose, it would probably be by knockout, because that's how he usually loses. And yeah, Tyrone Woodley, he got a knockout victory. TKO punches 1 minute and 1 second. Yeah, Tyrone Woodley's a beast. I think if he just has the right training camp, knows how to put things together well, comes up with a good game plan for his specific opponent, whoever it may be next, he could go on a tear, and he could definitely be fighting for that belt before you know it. Yeah, he has heavy hands, he has good wrestling base, good boxing skills, good head movement, good footwork. He was, Strikeforce veteran, fought for the Strikeforce title, and yeah, just a good all-around fighter with experience. And yeah, good job Tyrone Woodley. I like Tyrone Woodley too. I just thought Dong Yeon Kim was going to win this fight, because Dong Yeon Kim, he's beat a lot of guys up in the UFC. Yeah, so yeah, like John Hathaway. Yeah. Then in the main event we had Michael Bisping. Yeah, the co-main event was welterweight, by the way. Then in the main event we had a middleweight bout, 5-rounder, with Michael Bisping and Kung Lee. And yeah, Michael Bisping won by TKO, knee and punches. It was round 4, and it was, yeah, early on in round 4. It was 57 seconds in round 4. And it was a good, clean win for Michael Bisping. But a lot of people looked at it like Kung Lee was on the downturn of his career. He's nearing retirement, and Michael Bisping beat a guy that was on that path in his career. So Michael Bisping now needs to beat a top 6-7 guy. And Michael Bisping, I think, can do it as long as he puts things together and doesn't allow himself to get hit so much. I think most likely he'll fight Luke Rockhold next, and yeah, I think as long as he can avoid the heavy hands of Luke Rockhold and possibly take him to the ground and possibly go for some submissions, I think he could beat Luke Rockhold, but it'll be a tough fight for Michael Bisping. I like them both, so good luck to both if they fight. And yeah, Michael Bisping did a good job. He used his footwork, his head movement in the first 3 rounds, and just landed more volume punches in the first 3 rounds and weakened Kung Lee, and then was able to finish him off in round 4. This was a great fight. I think, Michael Bisping got performance tonight. I think this should have been possibly fight of the night. But yeah, nonetheless, Michael Bisping got some due credit for this fight. Yeah, in case you missed it, check it out. And stay tuned for my next episode, which will be about Ben Henderson and Rafael dos Anjos. So until then, see ya.